Minnesota Vikings are looking to extend their win streak to 4 games as they get ready to take on the 1-6 Washington Redskins this upcoming Thursday night at US Bank Stadium. So typically when I do these podcasts where I'm previewing the upcoming games, I like to break down both sides of the ball and how the Vikings match up with that team and how they can possibly get the win. However, when it comes to the Washington Redskins, outside of a couple of players, including Landon Collins, Terry McLaurin, among a couple of others, there's nothing to analyze here. The Washington Redskins are an awful football team. They have a shaky offensive line. Their defense doesn't have the speed to match up with offensive play designs outside the tackle box. And then their secondary also doesn't have the speed to keep up with fast wide receivers, especially on the deep passing route. So literally everything about the Redskins screams advantage Vikings. Also with Darius Geis being out, Adrian Peterson is their feature running back, very limited. So I expect our linebackers to tee off on him. And then also they've been playing the quarterback carousel game. 1 week is Case Keenum. The next week is Case Keenum again, but they'll bench him mid-game for Dwayne Haskins. Then the next week, Dwayne Haskins, he's not ready. Then the following week is Case Keenum again. Then the week after that is Colt McCoy. Then the week after that, we'll bring back Case Keenum. They don't know what the hell it is that they are doing. And so I understand that it's any given Sunday, or in this case, any given Thursday night. And I understand that last year against the Buffalo Bills, that was a team that the Vikings should have beat. And I understand that you don't want to take any team lightly. You don't want to take any opponent in the NFL lightly. However, I am so confident that the Vikings will steamroll their way to a victory on Thursday night against the Washington Redskins, that if somehow the Vikings lose on Thursday to the Redskins, I will give out a $50 gift card to Lids to one random person who shares this video. You can share this video in one of 2 ways to qualify. Number 1, on Twitter. You can share the video on Twitter. Just use the hashtag RealisticRandy. Or you can share it on Facebook. Just tag my Facebook page at RealisticRandy. And so, listen, if the Vikings lose, and don't come at me. If the Vikings lose, don't say that I jinxed them. If the Vikings lose, then you just lost, all right? But if the Vikings manage to lose, then on Friday, I will announce who the random winner of the $50 gift card to Lids is, so you can get yourself a hat or a pair of nice socks or a combo of the 2, whatever. But they're not going to win. The Redskins are not going to win. The Vikings should win. So, keeping it between Vikings and Redskins. A couple of weeks ago, I suggested a starting point of a trade proposal to offer to Bruce Allen, Dan Snyder of the Washington Redskins, if you're Rick Spielman, for left tackle Trent Williams. You're 1-6. He has not reported to the team. He doesn't trust your medical staff. And why risk him retiring and getting no production? Not just no production, but also no trade value. You might as well get something for him. And this is what I suggested if I were Rick Spielman as a starting point to get the conversation going. Number 1, Kyle Rudolph, because they need a tight end. And certainly Kyle Rudolph can help their rookie quarterback, Dwayne Haskins. Number 2, Riley Reiff, a stopgap left tackle in replacement of Trent Williams. Number 3, Xavier Rhodes. And number 4, a second-round draft pick, at least to start the conversation. And it was met with some resistance. What are you talking about? The Redskins, they don't want aging players. They want draft picks for the future. Well, yeah, if you're looking at it from the lens of the other 31 teams in the league, as far as we have an all-pro caliber left tackle, a premium position, we want draft picks, damn it, then I get that. But these are the Washington Redskins that are notorious for making horrible roster moves. How so, do you ask? Let me count the ways. In 2000, the Washington Redskins signed 33-year-old Deion Sanders to a 7-year, $56 million contract. In 2006, they signed the Washington Redskins. They let go of then 26-year-old Ryan Clark, who went on to join the Pittsburgh Steelers. They let go of Ryan Clark in order to pave the way for Adam Archuleta at 6 years, $30 million. Then that same year, after previously serving a 4-year, $2.29 million contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Washington Redskins signed return specialist and situational receiver at best, Antoine Randall L., to a 7-year, $31 million contract. It was so funny that Michael Smith of ESPN wrote a column about it, and he said, the Washington Redskins gave former Steeler Antoine Randall L. almost as many millions as he had catches for the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. Then in 2009, the Washington Redskins signed Albert Hainsworth to a 7-year, $100 million, $41 million guaranteed contract. Then in 2010, the Washington Redskins, they traded for Donovan McNabb from the Philadelphia Eagles, which on the surface, I completely get. Same way that I totally backed up Rick Spielman for trading for Sam Bradford from the Philadelphia Eagles. The Redskins, they've been in quarterback purgatory. They've been trying to figure out that position for a long, long time. So why not trade for Donovan McNabb, a proven winner? He didn't win a Super Bowl, but he at least wins games, damn it. So I totally get it. However, you would think to say, we just traded for Donovan McNabb. Let's give him a year to see how he looks in our system before we talk about future considerations. But instead, not only did they re-sign Donovan McNabb that same year, they re-signed Donovan McNabb 2 weeks after getting benched in a 37-25 loss to the Detroit Lions. They signed him to a 5-year, $78 million extension, $40 million guaranteed. Donovan McNabb finished that same year with 14 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. Then fast forward to this past draft of 2019, where Diana Rossini of ESPN reported that the Redskins' first-round draft pick, the decision of who to draft, came down to a combination of Dan Snyder, the owner. Why is the owner getting involved in football decisions? That's what he's done his entire career as the owner of the Washington Redskins. The combination of Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen, president of the Redskins. And it was also reported that they ended up selecting Dwayne Haskins primarily because he went to school with Dan Snyder's son in Potomac, Maryland. Really? So with all that said, knowing that this is a franchise that has consistently shown that they overvalue aging has-been players, is it really out the realm for them to say, you know what? Xavier Rhodes, we can get that old thing back in 2017. Sure, Rhodes closed, we can get that again. Absolutely not. Not only is it not outside the realm of possibility, there's a chance that they may not trade Trent Williams at all because of pride. Because according to Good Morning Football, I think this was according to Peter Schrager of Good Morning Football, the Redskins have no plans on trading him this season. So maybe it's just them trying to up the ante and drive in a higher price. I don't know. But according to Peter Schrager, the Redskins are not planning to trade Trent Williams. You know why? Because of pride. You know why? Because they're stupid. There is no reason not to trade Trent Williams because he doesn't want to play for you, and you're losing leverage every single play, every single game that he's not there for you. He's not coming back. You're 1-6. Why would he come back at all? So no, the Redskins, the reason why I suggested, Riley Reef, Xavier Rhodes, Kyle Rudolph in the second-round pick is because, when it comes to other teams in the league, you want nothing but draft picks. But when it comes to the Washington Redskins, they have shown a consistent pattern of being stupid when it comes to their roster moves. And then I remember I got some resistance saying, well, no, you shouldn't do that. You should bring in Trent Williams for picks and all that stuff, and you can move Riley Reef to guard. Why would you want to do that? Riley Reef has not played guard since, I believe, his freshman year at Iowa. Why would you want to do that? Did we not see in 2018 what it was like moving a tackle to guard in Mike Rimmers, the disaster that was? And okay, fine. Let's say if that was to work out. Riley Reef moves to left guard, and he's fantastic. Next year, in 2020, Riley Reef counts $13.2 million against the cap. You compare that to Brett Jones and Dakota Dozier. Dakota Dozier has done fine as a guard when he's had to replace Josh Klein. And Brett Jones, the limited time that he got to play in 2018, there was never a point in time where I said, wow, Brett Jones, you need to play better. There was never a time. So both guards can be fine. This year, now they're on one-year deals. This year, both Dakota Dozier and Brett Jones separately are making less than $1 million this year. Even if you were to give them a raise, are they really going to command $13.2 million against the cap? So you're going to have Riley Reef $13.2 million against the cap at left guard as an experiment. Come on, man. You can't do that whatsoever. So that's what I would do. Again, the Redskins, the reason why nothing is out of the realm of possibility, anything is possible when it comes to the Washington Redskins, because they are absolutely stupid. Don't put anything past them. And then if they think they can get picks, okay, fine. The most that I would do is a second-round pick, a future third-round pick, and maybe another fifth round pick. But come on, I would fly that out there and just see if they would do it. See if they would take the bait. So anyway, we do this 3 times a week. Mediocre Best Sports Podcast with Realistic Randy. The next podcast will be on Friday, in which we will react to the game. We're assuming that the Vikings are going to win that game against the Washington Redskins. Again, share this video. If the Vikings manage to lose against the Washington Redskins, then I will give a $50 gift card to Lids to one random person that shares this video. Again, you can share it one of 2 ways. On Twitter, use the hashtag RealisticRandy, or on Facebook, just tag my page at RealisticRandy. We'll see you then.